Welcome to Plymouth Ice Center for a great matchup in Lake Conference boys hockey. It's the #1 ranked Eden Prairie Eagles here to take on the host Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, the first of two meetings for these teams this year. Kind of a contrast in styles, a hard-hitting Wayzata team, a freewheeling Eden Prairie team. They both really look forward to going against each other and just kind of seeing where they're at.
Well, it's kind of close to as a rivalry game as you can get. And these teams have been a perennial power in the Lake Conference over the past, 9-10 years. So it's always a good game. Eden Prairie comes in averaging 4.5 goals a game. Wayzata about 3. So there's a different contrast to style there, like you said. Wayzata play good defense. They're going to hit you hard. Eden Prairie's going to try and skate around you.
The Trojans started slow this year, then they went on a great run where they had an unbeaten streak of 9 games and have had a couple of setbacks lately, but overall they've kind of rounded into form. Some injuries have hurt them a little bit, but they're feeling pretty good about the progress they've made right now.
Yeah, a couple defensemen have concussions tonight. They won't be playing regulars, but they're 6-3-1 in their last 10 games, so they're building. They were only 4-3 in their first 7, so they're getting better and better and better. They've got good goaltending. The penalty kill has been very good. If they can get their power play going at a better level, they're going to start pulling out some more of these games with their murderous schedule, but they've had some close games.
Eden Prairie, everybody knew coming into the year they were going to have a fantastic team. They stumbled in back-to-back games over the holidays, but it's been mostly smooth sailing after that. They've had some close games though lately, and I think that they feel that that's good for them. Beating Minnetonka, beating St. Michael Albertville, and pulling out some close ones maybe builds the character a little bit more than a 5-goal win might.
Well, for this team in this conference, this is the meat of the conference right now, meat of the schedule. They're 5-0 in their last 5. They've pulled out some really good ones. They're building also. Power play is unbelievable. It's firing at 30% right now, which is a great number. Penalty kill is very good. They'll run 3 lines at you that can play both offense and defense. Goaltending solid. There's really not a weak spot on this team except maybe they mentally let down, but in the Lake Conference, you don't mentally let down.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's game. A familiar name for Eden Prairie, a great family of hockey, and John Middlestat, a senior, centering their first line.
John's had a tremendous career, even through youth and stuff like that. He's always been one of the leading scorers on his teams. He's tied for the leading scorer with 34 points now. 2 things. 5 power play goals, boy. He knows where to find the net when they get an advantage. And he's learned to play defense. As coach said over the past couple of years, he's really picked up that part of his game to be a more complete player. He'll go from either end, playing hard. He's a fast, hard-nosed kid. He's fun to watch.
And for Wayzata, we're going to talk about one of their captains, Jack Kimlinger, a guy who it sounds like his line, for the most part tonight, they'll try and get matched up against that Middlestat line.
Well, that's the experienced line of the Trojans, and they've been imbued with Coach O'Leary's defensive system, which is always very tough, well-schooled, well-disciplined. Kimlinger is a senior. They need him to pick up his scoring a little bit. He's only got 13 points, but he's a strong kid, big kid. You'll see him do all the things that you need to do. Block shots, take a body out when you need to. Gets his butt in front of the net in the offensive zone and just mucks it up to try and get a puck in there. He's your all-around gritty type player that every team needs. There's only one puck, Jay, and he's one of those guys that'll get that job done.
Well, you mentioned Eden Prairie's power play, and really that was the first thing out of Pat O'Leary's mouth is if we stay out of the box, we have a decent chance in this game. If we don't, it could be a long night.
Yeah, their first line, their first power play's got 10 power play goals, that's a full season's worth of goals. So he's right. They got to stay out of the box, but they're going to play physical though too. So I would expect they're going to have a moment or two. But they could catch Eden Prairie napping here because Eden Prairie with a free style can give up some goals. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right, after tonight, Wayzata is on the road for 6 of their last 7 games in the regular season. So they would like to take advantage of home cooking here tonight at Plymouth Ice Center. The Eagles and the Trojans will drop the puck in a moment.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
And welcome back here to the Pick Plymouth Ice Center as you see Eden Prairie taking the ice here. The number 1 ranked Eagles. Wayzata was in the top 10 until this week. They dropped down to number 14, but still definitely a formidable opponent, as both teams will have seniors starting in goal this evening. Garrett Bonello gets the call for Wayzata, as he has pretty much all season long. 10-5-1, 2.34 goals against. He has played well for this team, especially for a guy that really hadn't had much varsity experience to speak of. And at the other end, Axel Rosenlund getting the call for Eden Prairie. And we are underway here as Wayzata possessing it first. Tipped in, it'll bounce wide of Rosenlund here. Check thrown early there by Gavin O'Connell. Trojans throw it at the net, it goes wide. Jake Keller chases it down. Now O'Connell trying to shrug off a hit there. Wayzata's been a little bit of a slow starter this year, and they want to change that here tonight, and they get a puck in on net there, and Axel Rosenlund making the stop. As you can look at his numbers for the year, he has split time a little bit with Eli Andrew Jr., although Rosenlund has certainly played more of the games, and you see 8-1-1 record and a nearly identical save percentage to his counterpart at the other end, Bonello.
Yeah, he's had some hip problems. They wanted to give him a week off or two and miss a few games, but they felt in the long run to be the best thing for him.
Eagles chop it on in. Reaching for it there was John Middlestead, but it's knocked back out. And sent in by Dylan Lewis of Wayzata. Back to retrieve it there is Kim Langfels. Langfels another opportunity trying to get it out here. And there's Middlestead throwing a hit, and that's going to bring a penalty. John Middlestead will go for a cross check. And so it's Eden Prairie taking the first penalty of the game. And we talked about Wayzata wanting to stay out of the box, and I'm sure the Eagles feel the same way. And I know, they were probably talked to this week about, Wayzata's a physical team. We got to match that and everything. Here's a look. And Middlestead right there, he gave a little bit of a jab to the first guy in, and they said, oh, that one was okay, but then he came stronger with the next one.
He kind of knew it, too, the way he looked. I don't think he was mad he got the call. He knew he was guilty. Just getting out of hand. You got to be disciplined with it. But Wayzata's running about 22% on their power play right now. If they can improve that number, that's going to help them now as they make this final run for the sections here.
Puck knocked free, but the Trojans able to keep it in. O'Connell controlling it here, spinning out of the corner. They got Ben Lidke set up out front, and he was knocked down from behind there. Back around, here's a slapper on net by Perawagi there for Wayzata, and Rosenlund able to close the door there and make the stop.
Nice puck moving all the way around. Went over to the one side, came back to Wagi. He was all set to go, and he ripped it. Good shot, but Eden Prairie did a good job of clearing out the slot there and getting the Wayzata guy out.
So had practice a couple days ago with Wayzata, and they got a tip-in goal on a power play drill, and Pat O'Leary stopped and said, that's exactly what we need more of right there.
Yep.
Get some dirty goals out front. Puck comes loose there, and an easy clear for Carter Batchelder for the Eagles, and the pass quickly coming right back up to Keller, but then it went behind O'Connell. Here's Tucker Ness carrying it in. Trojans switching to their second power play. Ness using the friendly boards there to his advantage as he ended up passing it to himself there. Now picked up by Kyle Mortensen for Wayzata. Under a minute to go on the power play here for the Trojans. no score in the early going. Wayzata has jumped on Eden Prairie for a few quick shots on net here in the early going.
They're really taking it to them, though. They got a lot more jump on their skates right now than the Eagles do right now.
Battle for it in behind there is Kimlinger. Now the Trojans back around it comes. Wagi will drop it back, and he gets the return pass way across. Miss hit there, though. Recovered by Kimlinger, and he gets it to Dylan Lewis. Back out top. Now Wagi firing. That one's off the pipe. He went high stick side, and he had Rosenlund beat, but he hit iron. And that one deflecting off the crossbar. And we'll get a face-off in the EP zone. Wayzata throwing a lot at him here on this power play and a couple of near misses.
I'm looking on the bench to see if a kitchen sink's coming up. But boy, some beautiful setups. Wagi with a great shot right there that hit a pipe. And then it came back up to the middle. You could see it get deflected there. And then they got another one coming right down the slot. Boy, they're on it tonight. They're looking good right now. They got that power play clicking. The only thing they haven't done is put the puck in the net.
Under 10 seconds to go in the power play. Wayzata has come out strong here and a couple of near misses. That one is blocked and back out to center. Carson Peters back to play it. Middlested's out of the box. Eagles have killed it off, although barely. There's another bad hop off that spot on the boards. And it's dumped back out to center. Mortensen back to pick it up. Wayzata skating well in the early going. Jack Siemens up the left wing. That shot partially blocked by Luke Busby. And now here's a chance for a 2-on-1 the other way. Across it comes. Holt plays it off his skate, plays it right back. Penalty coming up here against the Trojans as a scoring chance taken away. Rico Brown was dumped, and that would go in the category of a good penalty to take, I think, right there. That one might have been a tap-in type goal, although Pat O'Leary complaining that it shouldn't have been a penalty at all.
No, interference all the way. Watch as he comes down and the puck goes back. D just takes him right out before he touches the puck.
Charlie Podiak actually on the back check there will get the penalty for interference.
Of course, he was playing the puck a little bit, though, too. I don't know. It might be a little bit of a questionable call, but either way, it doesn't matter. He's going in the box, and the Eagles are going to get a chance to see this 30% power play rocking there. Their first line's totally out there.
There's Charlie Podiak is taking that penalty there, just getting back to break up that play as Holt sends the pass across. John Middlestead going back up to his brother Luke there at the point. Now John Middlestead firing, and there's Bonello having to make his first big stop of the game as he comes up with the glove catch on that one.
Good setup. Middlestead might have been able to let that go a little quicker to beat to the spot, but they got him open. You'll see a lot of white ice in front of him. He's got an open shot there, and that was headed for the net, so good save.
Luke Middlestead with it out high here, dropping it off, and there's a blast that went off the tip of the glove there of Bonello.
We didn't mention John Middlestead's going to be a gopher next year, and his younger brother Luke will be joining him the year after.
We've got a UMD signee too, Ben Steves, on this line as well. There's a shot up front, rebound, it's off the pipe, and no goal. Eden Prairie about as close as could be.
Going to be a high stick here, I think. Good opportunity, good shot there. Got deflected, but that can fool a goalie, and right in front there.
Oh, he popped the puck off the top of the net there.
Yep.
Steves did.
Yep. So that'll put it outside.
Yeah, you can see him working it off there, and he was questioning there.
Well, you do what you can when you got it down that close. Why not? What the heck?
Yeah, they're going to bring it actually just outside the blue line now after a discussion.
Well, we can see the Eagles' second power play unit.
There's Lee Smith, just won his 500th career game. Congratulations, Coach Smith, as they beat St. Michael Albertville, and a big accomplishment.
27 years, boy, you don't see that very much anymore.
Long bank pass ahead, and there again, boy, there's a little seam along the boards there behind the net, underneath that red advertising sign there, that the puck has hit that spot 3 times and taken unexpected bounces, let's say.
Aim for the counselor.
Yes.
Aim for the counselor.
Oh, a turnover here. Holt firing and missing up high. Drew Holt had a lot on that one. Half minute to go in the power play here for Eden Prairie. They have been buzzing the net here. And then a nice job to get to it, and it's knocked out and down the rink. And it's good hustle by Jake Schneider. Now 10 to go in the power play here for Eden Prairie. No score on the board, but we certainly have not lacked for good chances early. Both teams coming close. Bounces off of Schneider here. Penalty is now over. Wayzata has killed it off, but again, not without some precarious moments. Schneider intercepting here. And he will tap it into the Eagles zone. They go in and forecheck. Dug out of there by Lewis. Now they get it back for Lewis. He's going to come out to the point with it. And around the horn, Cashin Nave, a young sophomore who's been into the lineup after Dan said a couple of concussions. Have got some of the more veteran defensemen out for Wayzata. Dumped to the point, but kept in.
Boy, the crispness and the pace right now of this game has just been outstanding. A lot of the passes have been right on the stick, too, and a lot of them long run. But, boy, Wayzata's coming right back on this 5-on-5 and just really coming at him.
Good opportunity there for Lewis. It was stopped. Boy, I think Rosenlund would like to have that one to do again. He played the puck, but basically kind of gave it away for a chance there for Lewis. Might have been better off just tapping that one out wide to the corner, but he didn't quite do it. Now here's a turnaround try that sails up over the net from Ben Steeves, and Coach Smith said Steeves has about as good a shot as anybody that Eden Prairie's ever had, which is saying a lot. Oh, there is John Middlestead, a little knuckler there that gave Bonello some trouble. Now Luke Middlestead firing, pad save, and Bonello will hang on. Boy, you're right, Dan. The pace of this one is good, and not even just so much the skating, but just how quickly the guys are moving the puck and with authority.
Yes.
Here's another look here as it went off the side of the net and kind of caught Rosenlund a little off guard. And then here's this opportunity, and good job, no rebound there for Bonello.
Well, we already got 11 shots on goal, Jay. We're not even halfway through the first period.
In general, you would think a faster-paced game with a lot of shots favors Eden Prairie, but Wayzata has come out and been very sharp early.
Right now they're out shooting Eden Prairie 6-5.
Long pass is going to be a little too long there for Siemens, and that'll bring an icing call here against the Trojans. So we will head back into Wayzata's end of the rink. There is a look at Lee Smith, 500th victory. He's got a couple of state titles under his belt, and we hated to bring it up, but Wayzata's one state title was against his team in a very memorable, very heated clash back in 2016.
Yeah, he said he got over it.
A year later.
Yeah, I think it still burns him.
Yeah.
But you know, that's great. He's had a great run here at Eden Prairie. He's built a great program, and they're always in the thick of it.
Well, and that's what you say about both of these teams.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. They've got a lot of players in their youth coming in.
Yep.
There's a big school, there's money in the community, but that doesn't make it automatic that you're going to be good. You have to put the work in, you have to coach them well, you have to have committed players and families, and that's true for both of these programs. Sure, they've got some advantages that maybe some others don't have, but you still have to really be diligent about how you do things. And there's a look at Pat O'Leary, state champion head coach in 2016, and he's done a nice job with this program. Took over for Carl Davis, who he assisted before that. Carl Davis still coming to the games. He stopped by and said hi to me a couple minutes before the game, so it's good to see Carl.
Well, the other part of this, too, is, you know, you can have all the talent, too, but coaching has a lot to do with it. And Coach O'Leary made a good point about that with both these teams, that, you know, coaching makes a difference to them. They got talent, but to be able to strategize and scheme and change things up a little bit are big factors between these two teams.
And it isn't just the head coaches, too. We need to point out, I mean, they've got some great staffs and have had some great staffs over the years as well.
Yes.
Pass coming out front there, grabbed away by O'Connell, but they can't get it out. That power play that Eden Prairie got seems to have really picked them up. They were kind of getting dominated early somewhat, but the things have certainly leveled out since then. Reese Gardner back to play it. Another of the sophomores in there. And we asked Coach O'Leary, do you have confidence in those guys who are into the lineup? And he said, absolutely. No hesitation at all. We're going to use 6D. We trust them fully. Here's Jake Keller carrying it up the right side now for the Trojans. Centering pass there, thrown out front, then it bounces to the side of the net. As Ben Lidke now, here's a chance. Rosen with the save. Scrambling after it there was Drew Getz.
Getz had an opportunity. He just got his feet tangled up a little bit as he went off balance, but he could have put that one easily. But, both teams are coming at it. And like you said, after that power play, Eden Prairie's picked it up. They're both getting an equal amount of scoring chances in the 5-on-5.
Centering pass was blocked there as Drew Streeter brought it. Now here comes Holt the other way. Holt trying to get a step on the D. Drew Holt firing, and the stop made. And then a little extracurricular after that as Holt getting tangled up there with Drew Getz. Bonello coming out to challenge nicely here.
Yes.
And Carson Peters almost got beat wide here, but he at least took away the chance to go to the middle for Holt and made it, a kind of a tough angle shot.
Oh, definitely. And Bonello did a great job, like you said. He got outside the crease and really cut off the angle. There was nothing to shoot at.
Pass here, and there's a pad save by Bonello. And this one dumped out. It's going to be an icing call against the Trojans. And Bonello, Coach O'Leary said, there's only been a handful of goals this year that you'd say, yeah, you'd kind of like to have that back. He said most of the rest of the goals that have been scored on him have been just good goals by good players on other teams.
Yes.
He just hasn't been prone to big mistakes, and that's, I think, what you want first and foremost. I mean, you're not necessarily looking for the spectacular save, just make the saves that you should.
Well, the big thing, too, like we saw, is cut his angles, but he's not giving up any rebounds either, Jay. And that is so key. Just get that puck stopped, divert it to a corner, or just catch it and freeze the puck.
Schneider powers it out. He's all alone for the moment, though. Throws one on net and actually kind of handcuffed Rosenlund a little bit there. Little sneaky shot as Schneider realized he was all alone. He looked to his left and didn't see much in the way of yellow jerseys with him, so did a smart thing there, just put it on net.
Well, I constantly say, if you're going to take the shot, get it on net, because things like this can happen. Forces a freeze. Now Wayzata's got a face-off inside the Eden Prairie zone.
Smacked down to the corner by Reese Gardner. And Luke Mittelstadt falling there behind the net, but still got the puck away. That shot attempt is blocked. Now it hops away there over the stick of Kenyon Burgundy. Battle for it at center here, and chopped ahead by Nave. Retrieved by Langfells for Eden Prairie. Dropping it over for Oliver Jorgensen. Again kept in. Pass coming to the top of the circle. Here's a shot, and the tip attempt goes just wide. Luke Mittelstadt, nice play to get that puck out of danger for Eden Prairie.
Yeah, there were two goal jerseys sitting right in front of that net, too. Wayzata's really pushing hard to get dirty goals, and why not? What the heck?
Boy, and it looks like Wayzata has really worked on, getting their pace up with their passes. Not necessarily, throwing the puck just wildly around, though. I mean, they got an idea where they want to go with it, but they're since we saw them at Turkey Trot, their pace has definitely picked up.
Well,
and it should over that amount of time, too.
But they're stick-on-stick passes, too, usually, or it goes deep in the offensive zone, which is what you want. Yeah, they've definitely improved a whole lot, but looking at the schedule both these teams play, they're just murderous. They're not playing weak teams. Every night it's a good team. Ooh.
And an offside call there just as Batchelder was getting set to try and unleash one there for the Eagles here. So 5:08 to play in a quick first period and no score on the board here. Wayzata and Eden Prairie 7 shots apiece, at least 1 pipe apiece.
Goaltender's best friend, those pipes, by gosh.
Dumped in deep there, Bonello to stop it. And the Eagles, though, force a turnover. Banked around toward Lewis. Dylan Lewis carrying it here for Wayzata. He'll throw it into the corner off that glass. With Busby back to play it. Took a little shot there from Hayden Davison. To the point. They're looking for a tip. Davison's tip goes wide, and some traffic in front as they collide. Boy, they tried to spring John Middlestat there. Now a follow-up opportunity here, and that shot attempt is blocked.
The Eagles have been pretty consistent about flying a winger or a center out into neutral ice to try and break that forecheck. They connect with that. That's going to start pulling the Wayzata Trojans back a little bit off that blue line.
Dump back in deep there. Waggy back to get it. And this will be an icing call here against the Trojans.
A little tired. That line stayed out after a good offensive push, and they didn't get off the ice on the way back. So they took the icing and just smart play. Good smart play. Yeah, you don't think coaching has anything to do with that? Look at that. One thing I like about Coach O'Leary, too, when you talk him turkey trot, it's one thing. When you talk him at a late conference game, them eyeballs are just like intense.
Battle for it here, and the puck goes wide. Eden Prairie has picked up their physical play too here, as you know, they know that Wayzata is going to come to hit them, and there's another bad bounce. It's hard to prepare for that, even though you've seen it a few times. You just, you know, it's like your eyes are playing tricks on you the way that puck's coming off there. Batchelder with the shot and Ness with the block. Another look at the, and it's really been that same spot every time where this puck is, there you see it.
Right there, you can see the indent in the ice where it's sticking out a little bit there. But Rosenlund was ready for it that time. He was the only one paying attention to it.
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, it's, you can tell yourself, hey, watch the boards there, guys. We know that's coming, but it's still just, you know, you mentally, you can't really expect it. Here's a shot that sails up and over the top.
Another good example of a rink-wide pass. It was right on a stick.
Icing call here against the Eagles. So we've had a few more of those of late than we saw in the very early going.
Tell those kids are all into the game. They're all standing up.
Davison wins the draw. Battle for it in the corner here and kicked loose by Lewis. Lewis firing. Now back out to the point. They come with it. Waggy the shot. And cleared out by the Eagles. Now quickly up the right side, Schneider.
Nice.
And he is knocked down as Langfell's caught up to him. Now long pass ahead, Steves. Nice little move off a skate, and then the Eagles get it back. Back out, and the long shot blocked. Here comes Lewis, but he was pretty gassed at the end of a shift there and just flung it in.
My legs feel like mud.
Flipped through the center ice there. They tried to spring Middlestat and now picked up. Here's Lidke. Lidke looking to turn the corner, and he got a shot away but missed the net. To the line, and it comes out as Peters couldn't quite reach it. And now it'll be offside as Peters brought it back in. So we get a whistle here with 1:43 to go in the first. A lively first period. Really good start for Wayzata, but hit a crossbar. And Eden Prairie's battled back to really even things up, certainly since then. I still like, you know, overall the way the Trojans have played, though, in this first period, for sure.
Well, they're playing their game, Jay. They're coming down in lines, and then they're putting a good forecheck on. Eden Prairie's trying to sneak people by, trying to create a quick odd man situation or one guy down there with their speed. And the conflict in styles is real obvious.
Lidke throwing a nice hit at center ice, carried down by O'Connell. Oh, and off the shoulder there of Rosenlund. And now the Eagles back the other way. Batchelder leading the rush across. Oh, and it's just knocked away from Brown.
Good back check by the Trojan defense there. They center that down.
Long pass ahead onto the stick of O'Connell. Runs into traffic. Schneider following up. We're under a minute to go now in this period.
Well, the Trojans have definitely gotten better since November. This is a way different team than what we saw the first weekend.
Thrown out front there, and that pass knocked down. 40 seconds to go in the period. To the line and hammered back down deep by Nave. They dig for it along the wall with 20 to play here in the first.
Boy, getting a good shift out of the third line here for the Trojans, where they're keeping it down that Eden Prairie zone.
Thrown wide of the net, bounces off the back of the net, then the pass comes under 5 seconds to go. Turnaround try goes wide, and that'll do it for the first period. So a lot of activity, a lot of action, but we are scoreless after one here. Eden Prairie and Wayzata boys hockey here on CCX. We'll be right back.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. Scoreless through one period. Eden Prairie and Wayzata. We're joined by Pat O'Leary, the Trojans head coach, and a fast start for your team overall. How'd you feel about that first period, Pat?
I mean, it was good. I mean, I thought, our goalie made a couple nice saves. We made a couple posts, and I think our power play looked really good. Hopefully one can go in. I think it was a very even, first period, 5-on-5. That's how we want to play. We want to play 5-on-5 against these guys, and I think we did a good job of that in the first period, so hopefully we can bounce back in the second and come with the same energy.
Felt like you got some pretty decent production through a few different lines too. How much of a key is that going to be for you?
Well, I mean, it's it's kind of our MO to try to play as many guys as we possibly can. And when our fourth line's going, which they got some jump tonight, really take some pressure off some of our top lines, just because we can allow them to kill penalties and rest and be on the power play. And so they don't got to exert so much energy on the 5-on-5 part of the game that they do if we can have our fourth line out there. So it's good.
Obviously, Eden Prairie is looking to spring some guys whenever they get opportunities, but did you feel like your kids handled that pretty well in the first period?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're trying to get our senior line against their top line, and those guys have played against these guys for years and, through youth hockey and stuff like that. So, where the guys are, and you got to be smart, and you just got to, sometimes you got to ice pucks, and you got to get pucks out and in just to kind of stop the bleeding and, get to the next shift.
The kids felt pretty upbeat coming to the locker room. Do you sense that they feel like they can win this game?
Yeah, I think I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, then you got to do it, and it's, I do believe that they think they can win this game, and then we can, we got a good squad, and it's one period, we got two big ones to go, and hopefully they can come out with the same energy.
Pat, thanks for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Pat O'Leary, the Trojans head coach. We'll hear from Lee Smith of Eden Prairie coming up in our second intermission. Eden Prairie and Wayzata scoreless after one here on CCX Sports.
Hey! Okay. Mm-hmm.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. We are through one period of play tonight as Eden Prairie, the top-ranked team in Class AA, takes on 14th-ranked Wayzata, and we are at 0-0. Well, this past week here on our Sports Jam show, we got a chance to meet a hockey family that fills up a good chunk of the lineup for the Armstrong Cooper Wings. The Campions, a couple of brothers and then their cousins playing for the Wings, and let's take a look at that story. It's a family affair in the Armstrong Cooper boys hockey program. 4 members of the Campion family excel for the Wings. Brothers Joe and Matt in the middle are seniors, along with their cousins, Jack, a senior, and his brother Teddy, a junior. So just saying Campion when making line changes doesn't cut it. Back over to Joe Campion. He shoots and scores.
My nickname used to be Camp before he came up, and then my freshman year, and then once the other 2 came up, Camp, like everyone responded to Camp. So
yeah, especially because me and Jack now are on the same line, so like he says just Campions. But yeah, we were both centers. We both went out there at the same time. Sometimes he has to like tap you, make sure which one the right one's going out.
It is hard, but eventually we work it out. We kind of, I go T Camp, J Camp, things like that, and so we kind of have little nicknames for them. But it does get difficult, especially on a quick change or something like that.
The Campions have been together all the way up the hockey ranks and share a great bond with the high school team.
That's super fun. We all get along pretty well too, and good chemistry out there.
Yeah, me, Matt, and Joe have been teammates all the way since we were squirts, first year squirts. So me and Teddy have been every other year almost until Bantams. So we've been playing together for a long time.
It's pretty nice. We've always grown up together, so we're pretty close. Like we live same area, so it's just been fun all the way up through hockey, just playing with them.
The Campions compete so hard. They love the game of hockey. They're respectful. They're hardworking. They're good teammates. So it kind of makes it easy. So if I have another Campion coming, I kind of have an expectation of what that kiddo will be. And they've been a pleasure to have in our program, and it's exciting to watch them grow through our youth program up into high school.
While they certainly have some similarities as players, there isn't necessarily one Campion style on the ice.
Not really. They're all kind of unique. Matt and Joe are big. They got a big physical presence about them, and Ted's bigger too. And I'm more of a finesse kind of, and I don't play the body as much as they do, but so we're all a little bit unique.
Jack, he's a pretty big goal scorer. Mac sets him up a lot, and Joe's our solid defenseman out there.
Jack Campion, a quick release.
Jack, he's a really good shooter. I've always wanted his shot. He's got a good shot. And then Matt's good. He's good at getting greasy in the corners and getting those rebound goals and stuff. Teddy, he's a gritty guy. He likes getting in the corners. He likes contact. Like, it's funny.
The crazy thing is they all have different identities. They're not all the same. They all kind of have the same heart, the same compete, and the same passion. But the skill set, the size, the speed, the mind, that they all play a little bit different roles. Sort of like your kids. You have 3 kids and they're all sort of different.
Armstrong and Cooper have never made it to the state boys hockey tournament when they had separate programs or as a co-op in recent years. A move into Class A this year makes it a much more realistic possibility this season. And since Campion rhymes with champion, these guys would love to go out with a section title.
Going to the state tournament, that's what our goal is, and that's what we've been trying to work on all year, getting better and better as each day goes on.
Yeah, we're definitely thinking about it. It's in the back of our mind, but we got to focus on what's ahead of us right now and focus on the next games and try to get W's.
Oh, that'd be special to end our high school career on something like that, but we just got to keep going. There's still games ahead of us, still a lot to do.
Welcome back here. A lot of activities to partake in out in the lobby here at Plymouth Ice Center as well. Eden Prairie nothing, Wayzata nothing through one period here. We'll continue with our first intermission. We'll have first period highlights in just a moment here on CCX Sports.
Let me show crew.
Welcome back here. Lake Conference Boys Hockey on CCX Sports. Eden Prairie and Wayzata scoreless through the opening period of play. And let's check out some highlights from that first period. Obviously no goals, but some that were pretty darn close to going in very early for Wayzata as they passed back and forth here, and the shot stopped by Rosenlund, and then another save here. And here's their closest chance right there off the crossbar. Prairie, the defenseman, and another one that skipped up off the crossbar, looked like two off the deflection in front. So Rosenlund was very busy here in the early going. Eagles get a good chance there. A penalty took it away, and then they came hard on the power play and got some opportunities. There's John Middlestead firing, and then another chance here out front. Rebound lands on top of the net. Steves knocked it off the net, then whistle sounded to stop play there. And a takeaway for Wayzata, and you see an opportunity in close there by Dylan Lewis. So overall, a strong period for the Trojans. They had a slight edge in shots and chances. Each team took one penalty, and although neither team scored on the power play, I thought both of them moved the puck really well and kind of reinforced the idea that you don't want to be taking penalties in this game, because the other team certainly capable of putting one away, even though they didn't quite do it in that first period.
Well, Wayzata came out, I thought, considering their slow starters, they've been notoriously bad in the first period, played a very good first period. Both teams played to their styles. Not much to say except let's get a puck in the net. Great first period.
So we'll take a timeout and we will come back with our second period. First, though, we're going to look at the rankings in Class AA. As we said, Eden Prairie right at the top. That 13-2-1 record. Andover and Rosemount, kind of, they're sort of like the newcomers to the elite here, both of those programs. But it's kind of fun to see them really jumping up there, and a lot of the other ones are real familiar names that you would have been calling in the top 10 over the last several years. And you see Wayzata with a little bit of a tailspin the last week to drop out of the top 10, but obviously still a really quality team, and you see all the way down to number 20 with Plain, a solid team as well. Now we'll take a timeout here, and we will come back with period number 2 on CCX.
(150/90).
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Welcome back. Some of the young fans on hand and maybe future players watching tonight's contest here. We hope they are enjoying the game as much as we are. Eden Prairie Wayzata tied up 0-0 through one period, and we'll see what minor adjustments maybe each team has made coming in. And, Dan, it is 0-0, but I would say probably overall Wayzata felt that was closer to the kind of period they want to play than Eden Prairie would say.
Yep, and they get better as the game goes on, and their best period is the third period. So in that instance, you don't want to go into the third period and be behind. You're going to be even or ahead. So it was a win-win, I think, more so for Wayzata in that period than it was for Eden Prairie. Now somebody's got to get a puck in the net. And that's going to be a big goal, that first one.
Rosenlund was tested a lot. He got help from the pipe a couple times, made some nice stops, and Bonello at the other end, same deal. So we are 5 aside to begin the period. Each team, as we said, had just one penalty in that first, and here we go in period number 2. Eagles bringing it up the middle, intercepted there by Tucker Ness. Tip to the line. Langenbrunner back to play it for Eden Prairie. Puck got away there from Batchelder, and they'll have to regroup. Langenbrunner swinging it back across to Busby. And a turnover forced, thrown out front, and it just hopped away from O'Connell. Nice job to catch up at center ice there by Lidke. And Jason Melillo from CCX Sports did a story on Lidke a couple weeks back for our Sports Gem show, and I kind of liked it. Lidke said, I'm not really looking to make friends out there. It's a physical sport, and if what it takes is to go and knock somebody down, then I'm going to go do it. Puck bounces out to center and hammered right back in, but that one offside, and we'll get a whistle to stop play here in the early going in the second. The first period really started with some fast, good shifts, especially for Wayzata, and we'll see if they have that same kind of energy to begin period 2 here.
So far, they've been throwing it around pretty good, though. The physicality in this period's picked up right off the get-go.
Pass intercepted there by Waggy. He'll throw it back in. Rosenlund stopping it for the Eagles. And this one will get out over Waggy's stick. So no icing there. Chased down by Mortensen. Ooh, and a check thrown at him there by Jake Luloff. Should point out Eden Prairie with an injury to Jackson Blake will be coming back into their lineup before long, it sounds like. Luloff drops the pass back. Middlestad around, and then a pass out front knocked away. Picked up here again, though, by Luke Middlestad. And Trojans able to get it out of there. Waggy throwing it ahead and right up the gut. Here comes Lewis. And that shot attempt was blocked by Luke Middlestad. Couple minutes into period 2. Still no score on the board. Eden Prairie in black and red, and Wayzata in the yellow and navy here. Langfeld. Almost gave it away. Now John Middlestead carrying it. Drops a pass back, and that one stick lifted there.
Boy, now you're seeing a nice partition of short passes right in traffic, really in tight, and they're being caught and worked with. I'm just impressed with the crispness of the passes that both teams are putting out here tonight.
Back in behind the net, Ness to pick it up. Turned over near the blue line and then hammered back out of there by Peters. Thrown toward the net, and it goes just wide of the mark. Peters throwing one out front, and Rosenlund the save, and then a little tie up out front as Kai Stansberry wrapping up the Trojan in front. Another look, watch right here. He gets away with it, but I don't think you want to do that too often.
If I'm coaching, I'm having a little chat with him. Too many things can go wrong in that area.
Trojans trying to throw it out front, but that one denied by Busby. Now an opportunity, a backhander here to the side of the net.
I mean, Wayzata's doing a great job of getting to the net here tonight, Jay. I mean, there's always 2 or 3 gold jerseys right around Rosenbaum when you need it.
Pass here knocked away. Mortensen got it out while he was being dumped. Now thrown to the front, knocked aside by Rosenlund. Nessa's shot denied. And then it goes off Nessa's stick. An opportunity for 2-on-1 here. Pass out front. It was blocked by the defenseman. Good job on the back check by Kyle Mortensen.
It almost looks like Wayzata's D's getting beat sometime, and then all of a sudden they just come right back into it. So they're not sitting there holding their heads. They're getting on their skates and getting back into play.
Ness gaining control, dropping it back. Waggy firing. That hits traffic in front. Follow-up try there was blocked. Trojans still with it, pressuring. Rebound try, and Rosenlund the save. And now things get a little bit rough. Jake Schneider was kind of hacking away at it there, and the Eagles didn't like it.
Things are getting a little gritty here. First of all, we got a nice opportunity here in a 2-on-1, but oh, nice play. Bonello there, just a nice play.
Yeah, it hit the defenseman's skate, and then Bonello directing it away with his stick. And there you saw where Schneider was digging at it. Rosenlund didn't like it. His defenseman jumped in to aid him there too, but no penalties out of it, and probably rightly so. There's a shot on and the stop made.
Well, the problem was it was a catching glove down there, and there's not a lot of protection up top on that hand, and you can get whacked pretty good. But, you know, both guys did a nice job doing what they're supposed to do. Wayzata's winning a lot of faceoffs here, all of a sudden.
That tip try goes just wide. Oh, and it's one up front. Here's a shot.
There we go.
Wayzata's on the board.
That would be called the working man's goal right there.
Dylan Lewis.
Just got himself in front, his big 6-foot frame. Good movement, good win of the faceoff here. Made a big difference there, went off to the side. And watch Lewis, if he's going to get right in front, missed it, but he gets that backhand and finds the 5-hole on there, I believe. Yep. Rosenlund opened it up just a little bit, and the shot came by, and I like a backhanded goal. I like it when you put it on your backhand instead of trying to turn around and get it on your forehand. Get it away, and you found an opening. Whoa! And there's going to be a penalty here. Goaltender interference.
Davison and Schneider get the assist on the goal, and then, boy, Rosenlund was hot.
Well, he kind of basically got run over in there. If we get a chance to look at it, you'll see Lewis get right in there on top of him and just roll him.
It's like we might have a penalty on each team, though. No, maybe not.
Nope.
Nope, the box opened on EP's side, but in error, apparently.
So Lewis gets the goal to put him ahead, and then goes and gets a trip to the sin bin. Well, you watch right in front here. Watch, gets right in there. He kind of ignored the puck and kind of went after the goalie a little bit there.
So Eden Prairie to the power play.
Big penalty here for Wayzata. They get an advantage by putting a goal down, getting it there, and now they're trying to get the penalty kill. So this will be a big kill right here for them.
Well, the clock hasn't stopped. The puck went out of play, and the clock's been running all the time. Yeah, they're going to have to put probably a good 15 seconds back on. Not sure. There may have been a problem with trying to stop it, I think.
Yeah, maybe the button got jammed or it was just tied up real much into the game.
Looks like they're going to put it to 11:24. So here we go, Eagles to the power play. And Jake Keller able to send that one down the rink. Drew Holt carrying it here for Eden Prairie. Dropping it back now to Batchelder into the circle, and he fires. And there's Bonello with the stop.
Batchelder with a nice move back to the inside with a stick on the inside. Got a good shot off. Right here, you see him coming in through. And just rips a good shot, but look at Bonello. He's right on the edge of that crease. He's cutting on that angle. He's been very consistent with that tonight.
Battle for it along the wall there. Trojans not quite able to get it out. Dig for it, but can't free it. Here's John Middlestat trying to drop the pass off. It was blocked. Eagles keep it in, though. Luke Middlestat carrying it down to the goal line, and then they come out front. That pass was blocked without his stick there for Wayzata's Peters. And then a little tackle alongside the net there. Peters, without his stick, felt kind of helpless there, so he just had to wrap up. And looks like he's going to get away with it, too.
That's not a fun feeling when you lose your stick like that.
If Wayzata wasn't already shorthanded, I think Peters would have definitely been whistled for a penalty there. I think they're lucky. I would have found it hard to argue if they had called that one. He really just tackled him.
Folks, you're seeing the importance of winning faceoffs here. Boy, that was a big win by Eden Prairie right there.
Here's John Middlestat. Chopped away nicely by Mortensen. Mortensen then double teamed, and it's banged on out of there. Good help by Ness. 15 to go in the power play here for Eden Prairie. Ness intercepts and throws it right back in.
Nice play, too. He didn't throw it on net. He threw it into a corner. Wouldn't let the goalie get a stick on it.
Busby sending it into the corner. Now it's freed up. Here's a quick shot. Bonello the save. And then cleared back to center. Penalty time is now over. Wayzata back to full strength. Ness ripping one high off the glass. Jake Keller first to it, but then the Eagles force a turnover. Eden Prairie would like to get that tempo back up and make this a full-length game a little more than Wayzata's been able to keep them at bay a little bit. There's Bonello with the stop on the wrist shot from Ben Steeves.
It's been a question of spacing, though. Wayzata in this period has really taken away spacing. They've gotten more physical with the Eagles, and kind of get the feeling they don't like each other a lot, Jay.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Steeves chasing after O'Connell a little bit, following him to the bench after that one. You see those two guys kind of came together, and then they kind of stayed together for a while there. I thought something more might come out of it. It's like a little equipment issue for Bonello.
They're probably talking about where they're going to get a Coke after the game.
Yeah,
I would suppose. That's the one thing about the Lake Conference that I just so much like. I mean, the intensity and the competition here is amazing. Every single game, no matter who you're playing.
Flipped in by Charlie Podiak. Siemens trying to free it up, and he does. Here's a chance for Kimlinger, and that shot going just wide. Back out to center. Wagi coming away with it for Wayzata, but that one blocked. Chance for the Eagles to get something going a little bit. Thrown in on net. Bonello leaving it there. And then the Eagles take it right back. Pass flipped out front there off the stick of Pregame. Puck going through there as they tried to go D to Nave. Thrown to the front by Pregame. Then hammered out. It's going to be an icing call here against the Trojans. And Pat O'Leary, even mentioned that in the intermission when I talked to him. That's, you got to know sometimes icing the puck is the right play to make too. And you got to be conscious of where you're at in your shift and all that. And and obviously make a habit of icing, but there are times when it is the right play to make.
No question about it. I think it's a real watch right on how Wayzata's playing. They're playing very smart hockey, staying within their own game. They know how they're supposed to play, and they're staying that way. They're not trying to skate or run with Eden Prairie. They're being physical. They're playing good defense.
Eagles getting set up. Oh, and that one off the blocker of Bonello as it really kind of handcuffed him. Now a chance the other way for the Trojans. Shot and a goal! Drew Streeter buries it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the fourth line of the Wayzata Trojans. That's a bonus goal any way you look at it. Drew Streeter with a nice run, a good 2-on-1 break up here. And you'll see the pass coming up the script right there. And he kept going. Defense couldn't catch up to him, and he just top shelved it. A great shot by Drew Streeter here.
Second goal of the season for the sophomore off the assist from Cole Sauer. Pop the water bottle there, and you're right. I mean, that shows you some depth right there. Yes. A lot of the teams we see, if a fourth line guy came out there, it's a guy that can hardly skate. I mean, and that was not the case, obviously, for Drew Streeter right there.
No.
Sauer and Getz get the assist, so an all fourth line goal there for the Trojans. And they take a 2-0 lead over number 1 Eden Prairie. Well, we were talking about how that first period they played so well, and then you're kind of thinking in the back of your mind, oh, if only we had something to show for it. Now they've gotten a couple here in this second period.
Well, they kind of caught Eden Prairie's D flat-footed there and got him on a 2-on-1. The D could not catch up to Streeter. He just turned on the long-legged stride. Went after it, got his head up and got a great shot, short side high, and just buried it. If you're drawing up a game plan for the Trojans, this is it, and they've played it to perfection so far. Everything's going right, and they're making it go right.
Offside against Eden Prairie. Trojans pushing for the face-off to come back in EP's end, but the officials saying, it was close enough. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt there in terms of intentionally bringing it back in offside. Pop right back out and into the Wayzata zone. And that'll be an icing call against EP.
Boy, that might be first one this period for EP as far as an icing.
It was with good intent. They were trying to spring Middlestead there, but didn't quite work out.
Boy, and that little avenue's been taken away this period too. They're not getting that pass up to either Middlestead or any of the wings that are flying out.
Shot attempt there was blocked, and look out, here comes Steeves on a breakaway. Steeves is denied by Bonello. Their co-leading scorer along with John Middlestead, Ben Steeves, had a clean breakaway but could not convert. There's an opportunity kicked aside as Mortensen brought it in.
But you know, the minute I mentioned it, bang, they get one out there and break it free.
Luke Middlestead carrying it. Wayzata wanted an interference call away from that. Now thrown to the front. It's off a skate. Langfeld's shot. That hits a boot as well. And then it goes off Langfeld as he took a check from Schneider. Stansberry back to pick it up and lost the puck. Pass comes out front, but good recovery by the Eden Prairie defense there. 6 minutes to go in the second period. Wayzata has scored the only 2 goals here in this period and of the game. They lead it 2-0. 2-on-2 rush here, but nice reach by Peters to knock it aside. And here's a chance for Kimlinger. 3-on-1. And a nice stop by Rosenlund.
Real nice stop by Rosenlund. They had a 3-on-2 basically, and they should have brought it up to the high point on the triangle.
Peters trying to get it out, couldn't do so. Langenbrunner will bring it back out to the point. Stansberry throws it back down deep, or Shepard that was actually. Now Wayzata the breakout. Podiak. Shooting. I think he was looking for a rebound there as he saw his winger on the coming up the left side. Yep. Eagles turn and try and go the other way. And no, we might have too many men on the ice here for Wayzata. I think that's going to be the call. As the player just coming off the bench played the puck. And so it's going to be a too many men penalty against the Trojans.
Oh, that'll drive a coach nuts. You know, especially after Coach O'Leary emphasized, I don't want to be in the box tonight. And although they've done a really good job of penalty killing, and it's gotten better actually, sign going on. But let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Well, and you see he was, I think, honestly, they would have given him the benefit of the doubt there, except for that he played the puck immediately.
Yep. He wasn't quite, the other guy wasn't quite off the ice quick enough.
And that, in many ways, that isn't so different from, you know, other plays, except for the puck happened to come right to him. And, you know, your natural instinct is you're going to play the puck there. So
true.
So Eden Prairie back to the power play. This is going to be a very important kill for the Wayzata and a very important power play for the Eagles as they try and get back into this one here. Not that they're out of it at 2-0, but obviously things haven't gone the way they would have liked to see so far. Whoa, Rosenlund nearly gave it away. Getz, I believe, is serving the penalty for Wayzata.
Oh, beautiful check.
Waggy throwing the hit, and Lidke then clears it. Luke Middlestat being tied up there. Now Busby. Here's John Middlestat. Takes a check from Ness, but they get it set up behind the net. Ness then throwing another hit. Look at the effort by Schneider, but he can't get it out.
Oh my, Ness has just brought some nastiness to the Trojan defense here. He's hit about 4 people already.
Luke Middlestat to Busby, putting it up front, blocked by Waggy. Now behind the net they come. 35 to go in the power play. Here's a shot and stopped by Bonello. And you saw the shake of the head right there from John Middlestat as they're maybe starting to get a little frustrated.
You can see why John Middlestat scored 5 goals, but boy, look at this check right here. That's a beauty, boy. You don't see too many hip checks that good anymore. And he made about 2 more hits here on the right side and then the left side again. Ness has played well.
Eagles win the draw. Langenbrunner around to Holt. Firing, missed the net. We'll get another try. Langenbrunner around to Holt again. He's going to shoot it one more time. This one blocked by Kyle Mortensen.
Mortensen's just not going to give him that shooting lane. That's twice he's blocked him. He just isn't going to give him the shooting lane. He lines himself up right on the puck, and Holt just can't shake him.
Well, and Coach Smith kind of mentioned that for Eden Prairie, that he said it'll be good for our guys to go against a team that really stresses blocking shots. Yeah. Let's face it, if they get in the state tournament, which, you know, chances are they have a pretty good shot, that you're going to face some teams that are really good at that and that know how to do that, and maybe will try to slow you down by doing that. And there's an opportunity. Bonello, a blocker save.
That's an important part of the game.
Look at that attempt block. Penalty is now over, by the way. Langenbrunner back to get it for Eden Prairie. They'll regroup again here. So Wayzata's killed off another one.
Ooh.
Keller reaching for it there. Dug out of there by O'Connell. O'Connell puts on the brakes, but then lost it. Pass a little too far, but retrieved by Mortensen. And then intercepted at the line. Chance out front here. Oh, and it's just knocked away as they try to get it to Batchelder. That long pass broken up, and looked like, delayed offside here against Wayzata.
Gee, guess who just leveled an Eagle? Mess again.
Eagles get it in.
You know, here's the thing about that physical game that Wayzata is playing too. Coach O'Leary talked about wearing the Eagles down. And part of that is the physical game because it takes your legs away from you the more you get hit.
Minute 25 to go here in the second period. Wayzata has put 2 goals on the board in the period to go up 2-0. Dylan Lewis. Now here's Ness firing, and a pad stop there by Rosenlund. Bonello slinging it forward there up to Lewis. Under a minute to go in the period. Lewis shooting, and that one goes wide. Eagles coming back the other way, and Jorgensen will ice this one. He was about a foot shy of the center line. And so we'll come back into Eden Prairie zone. 48 seconds to go in the period, and Eagles back on their heels a little bit. And I thought they played an okay but not great first period, and turns out Wayzata's come on even a little bit stronger here in the second.
They've really cut down on the space. They're not giving the Eagles any room to really move or maneuver like they were able to in the first period. And that's Wayzata's game, and that was the adjustment I bet you that Coach O'Leary made in between periods.
Rush up the left side here off Rosenlund's glove. Back to the point, now around. Here's Waggy looking to shoot, and that nice block there made by Steves. 20 seconds to go in the period, and the Eagles able to break it out. Steves slipping it over. Langenbrunner the shot, and that one fought off by Bonello. And it comes loose alongside. Still a little bit of time here for the Eagles. 6 seconds. Steves shooting, and a huge rebound given up. And the puck pops up in the air, and we will reach the end of period number 2. And what a good one it was for the Trojans. Our score after 2 is Wayzata 2, Eden Prairie nothing. We'll be right back here with more hockey on CCX Sports.
(150/90).
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
They surprised you out here tonight the way they've come at you a little bit?
Not at all. I knew it was going to be a tough game, and it hasn't disappointed in that. They got a really good team playing hard, and we got to find a way to get a couple in.
What do you need to see different out of your guys to generate some more chances?
Well, there's no chance you're going to score on this guy if he can see it, and we also got to get some rebounds. So if we don't want to get greasy, they're going to win tonight, and we'll have to learn from it. If we get greasy, we got a chance.
What did you like about your team? What can you build on maybe from some of the things you did in the first period especially?
Well, we had some good chances. I mean, we had a couple 2-on-1s, and we had some odd man situations and didn't capitalize, and we'll probably get a couple more, and it's up to us. So, again, they're playing hard. Their goalie's playing well. It's nothing that we're necessarily doing wrong. They're just playing really well.
All right, Lee, thanks for joining us. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
All right, Lee Smith, the head coach of the Eden Prairie Eagles, the top-ranked team in AA. They are down, though, 2-0 through 2 periods. He's seen this rivalry a lot over the years, and he's not surprised, he says, by what Wayzata's been able to do so far. We'll have our second period highlights coming up in just a moment here. You're watching Lake Conference Boys Hockey on CCX Sports.
wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. Wayzata now leading Eden Prairie 2-0 through 2 periods of play. And obviously we got a lot of good teams in Wayzata high school sports, and that includes their gymnastics team. We're off to a very strong start this season, and this week on our Sports Jam show, John Jacobson spoke with a couple of the gymnasts from the Trojans. Let's take a look at that interview.
The Wayzata Trojans gymnastics team defeated Hopkins in a Lake Conference meet, and their 3 captains join us now. And we'll start with Anna Janikowski. And first of all, Anna, for you, it's senior night. Was this an emotional night for you girls and those of you that are seniors?
Well, I'm not really the emotional type, but I know I really appreciated the support from my team, and I've really enjoyed being a part of this team for several years.
How much fun have you had just being in the gym day in and day out, not just meet night, but practices and being hanging out with the girls for 4 months every year during the winter?
I love having fun with my team. We love getting into a little bit of mischief, but also working really hard during practice so we can get the good scores and bond as a team.
What have you seen this team do well as far as, is there a certain apparatus that you feel they've really improved on as a group?
Our bars is very good. I think our vault's coming along nicely, and floor is always a party.
You've got 4 more meets before you get to sections. What do you look to improve on individually before you get to sections?
Probably just getting those last few tenths in, any new skills, and just cleaning up the ones we have.
One final question for you. What are your plans for next year?
I am going to attend Patrick Henry College in Virginia to study American public policy.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We'll turn now to Izzy Trainer. And Izzy, let me ask you about the senior night. What is it like for you here?
I thought it was really fun. It was nice to hear all the speeches from the girls, especially the person that gave mine. She kind of like roasted me the whole time, but it was nice because she's like one of my best friends. So it was sweet to hear that.
For you, what have you liked about this season so far? What you've seen from your teammates and your own performances?
I thought the season has been really fun so far, and I've liked it a lot, actually. Probably one of my favorite seasons out of my whole high school career. And I think it's because of that. It's like that because the team is so connected, and we have such a good relationship with everyone. And then also, I think our floor has improved immensely from the start to the end. Last week, got up at Moorhead, we got a 38 on floor, so we're doing really well on floor. And I think all around, we're doing a lot better.
For you, what do you look for improvement for yourself and for the team between now and sections?
Personally, I feel like we could work on our execution, just finishing our tumbling passes and being tight in our landings and just squeezing. And then also trying to focus on pointing our toes and just execution in general.
Izzy, what are your plans for next year?
I'm undecided on what college I want to go to, but I hope to study pre-med.
Thank you for your time. Bring in your sister Grace now, and Grace, tell me about this season for you. I mean, your scores have been outstanding. You've been happy with the way you've performed, and your team has?
Yeah, I have. I actually downgraded a couple of things this year, but I've been more consistent, so that's good. So I've been consistently getting good scores, which I'm happy about. And I think this team is really close, like Izzy said, so that shows in our performances. Tonight we weren't as consistent, but I think that if one person messes up, we have each other's back and we could go up and hit a routine for them, so that's really good.
How important is that chemistry that you talked about?
It's super important. This year we have really good chemistry. There's no drama. Everyone likes each other, and I think that really helps in meets because if someone falls, you got their back, you're there to help them. Everyone knows that everyone supports them and wants the best for them, so it just creates a good attitude and energy, and we really feed off that energy.
Is it tough as a senior going through these last meets? Hey, I've only got this many meets left? Or no?
I feel like it hasn't really hit yet because we've been doing this for 5 years now, so it's just another season. So I feel like at the end when I don't come back, it's going to be oh wow, I'm done. But right now it just feels like a normal season.
And finally, tell me about your plans for next year.
I will be attending the United States Air Force Academy next year.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great season for the Wayzata Trojans. And again, a win over Hopkins in a dual meet that you saw on CCX, and they will continue to compete. And again, their section meet, Section 6AA, coming up February 15th at Hopkins High School.
Thank you, John. And a 2-0 lead for Wayzata here as we get set for period number 3. We will take a timeout, come back with our second period highlights and more here on CCX.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back. You are watching high school hockey from the Lake Conference here on CCX Sports. It is Wayzata leading Eden Prairie, number 1 Eden Prairie, 2-0. Both goals coming in that second period. And there's a little look at a dangerous maneuver in his own zone there by Cam Langfeld that he got away with for the Eagles. And opportunity there. Boy, really a great play to break that one up by Bonello. And then some rough stuff there. They didn't like when Jake Schneider dug at that puck. And the Trojans hear this shot. Watch, comes out front, little flip pass, and on the backhand, nice catch of the puck by Dylan Lewis, and he puts it away for his 6th goal of the season. Made it 1-0. And about 4 minutes later, here they come on a little rush, and a great shot from Drew Streeter. Cole Sauer, a nice pass on the assist, and Streeter gets roughed up a little bit on his way to the bench here, but I think he'll take that just fine as he got his 2nd goal of the year. Then a clean breakaway here by Ben Steeves, one of the top players for EP, but he is denied by Bonello. And then a really nice stop there by Rosenlund on the rush for the Trojans. Another opportunity late for Eden Prairie. But as Coach Smith told us, we need to get grittier if we want to be able to come back in this one. Wayzata is out hitting him a little bit and frankly overall outplaying them as well. The Trojans, probably the one thing that they're concerned with a little bit is the fact that they took the only 2 penalties of that period, and that might eventually come back to bite them. They've killed them off so far, but you don't want to play with fire too much.
Yeah, they're going to have to bust some things loose. The Eagles do and take advantage of some opportunities here. If they get a power play, cash in on it, and really spread the ice out. I mean, Wayzata is restricting their space. They need to create some space to operate and open up John Middlestad and Steeves and a few other guys to get some good shots and open this thing up. Once they get a goal, I think the complexion of the game will change.
We said Lake Conference game here. Of course, Eden Prairie is actually the only unbeaten team in conference play so far. And although both coaches, as we talked to them, said, conference title, sure, that's fun, that'd be nice, but we're really playing for a section championship and trying to get into that state tournament. And obviously some really good teams. It's kind of a new thing this year. Obviously you got St. Michael Albertville joining and Buffalo joining the league, and then Hopkins, we've taken them off there, but they basically are not playing a Lake Conference schedule in hockey as of right now, and whether that'll change back in the future, we'll have to see. But their program's struggling, and I think they just felt it was really not going to be in their best interest or in the interest of the other teams to be playing them a couple times a year or even one time a year necessarily. So here's a spot too where if you're Wayzata right now, it's almost like you don't really want to think about the scoreboard to a certain extent. You don't want to be thinking to the point where, like, we're ahead, let's, protect this lead for the whole period, right, Dan? I mean,
score is 0-0.
Yeah, you want to. Later on, you can start thinking about clearing the puck and how much time's remaining and all that. But right now, they have to be just as hungry as they were in those first 2 periods.
Eden Prairie come back on you so fast and make your head spin. You saw the speed, you saw the shooting capability. They're going to have to stay right on their game. They got to play the full 51 minutes here, Wayzata does, in order to, keep Eden Prairie at bay, because like I said, if once Eden Prairie gets one puck in that net, look out, I think an avalanche is going to come.
And if you're Eden Prairie, you want to up the tempo, you want to up your chances without starting to feel like you're gripping the stick or getting frustrated. I mean, it's obviously easier said than done, even for really good players and good teams.
Well, they're a faster team than Wayzata, so get out there and get your blades moving and create space and go.
The fact that they've had some close games of late. Here's a rebound try that just missed as Eden Prairie came so close to getting on the scoreboard.
Boy, second opportunity they have. The breakaway by Street and this one here, I think this is Johnny Middlestad.
There's Lula off the shot, blocker save, and it's all alone. Just couldn't hit the net.
Boy, sometimes these wide open nets aren't 6 foot by 4. They're about 2 foot by 2 foot.
Bonello likely to be tested some here in the third. I think that's fair to say, as he's stood up strong here in these first couple periods.
I think those first 2 shots were a good indicator. Look at that.
There's a great save. A rebound try is knocked down, and now the Trojans, Keller coming up with it. Takes a check there.
Another nice check.
And that pass intercepted by Peters. And Lidke took a check there from Brown.
I think the gritty talk in the locker room there, Eden Prairie took hold.
Yeah, they're coming out with a vengeance here. Here's Keller, though, shooting it just wide. Ness pinching in to keep it alive, and then it comes back out to center. Slide it across for Nave, and they're offside.
Well, Eden Prairie came out with guns a-blazing here. Got some good shots, good opportunities. Threw the body around quite well and rubbed some guys off. Did a nice job. Wayzata's recovering a little bit, but see some good opportunities. I wonder if that went off the shaft of the goal stick.
Oh, yeah, and then it hits the inside of the pipe. Oh. I saw Steve, or maybe it wasn't Steve, but somebody else asking the referee, is there any, kind of pleading, maybe did that puck go in, but then it was closer than I thought. Funny how from a different angle, how different that shot looked. From up here, I didn't think it was that close.
I'm so glad we got replay.
Yeah, nice job on the camera too.
Yes.
There's a great sight lines here at Plymouth, but even so, on a play like that, you can't always see exactly how close that puck came. I mean, it not only hit the pipe, but it was kind of to the inner part. It could have just as easily bounced in.
Well, here you see now Wayzata's resuming their game. They're getting them bottled up again too. It started with their forecheck and they continue with it.
Ooh, Hayden Davison laying the lumber there. Puck jabbed away, and it'll be offside. So nice job to interrupt that rush, and that kind of in a nutshell telling what Wayzata wants to do there. Just not allow them to flow freely through the neutral zone and gain the blue line with speed gain, built up.
Get some open ice here and make it work. Spread them out. Get Wayzata, get some lanes so they can get the puck through the Trojans there.
Holt's pass off a skate. And Ness will grab it for Wayzata, and he flings it too high and up over the glass. The faceoff will come out at center ice. I think Ness pleading this case that it was deflected by an Eagle, but looks like it'll be dropped right at center. Brown wins the draw for Eden Prairie. They're skating much better here, it looks like, in this third period. I thought it was interesting too that, I like the fact that Coach Smith, you're always obviously focused mostly on your own team, but in our interview, that puck coming right into the crowd there. He said it isn't so much just that what we're not doing, but that Wayzata's doing some things well too.
Yes.
He was willing to give credit for what he was seeing from the Trojans.
Oh yeah. The Trojans are playing, I think, as good a game as I've seen them play in a couple of years here, to be honest with you. They're playing their system. They play within the way they play, and they're sticking to it.
kind of gave an indication too of, you know, the importance maybe that they place on this game. That Pat O'Leary said generally I don't really bother too much with trying to match lines or anything like that, but tonight we might see some of that. They want to make sure Middlestad's line is against a good checking unit. Thrown out front there, and that one intercepted and flipped right back out. Gardner back to play it here for Wayzata. Oops, a miss hit there, and another swing at it by Nave. And then tipped back out to the Eden Prairie line. Stansberry up with it there. Knocked away from Shepard.
Well, Eden Prairie's got to sustain something here. They have not been able to keep the puck into the Wayzata zone. Good shot, good opportunity there, but you know, that's the other thing that we noticed too. Benell is playing very well in goal for them. He's been out on his crease, he's been cutting down the angles. Good pass up here. And just a good rip of a shot, but saw it all the way, was in good position to make the catch, slowed it down, got a face-off.
Well, another point that Coach Smith made in the intermission is that this goalie, if he can see the puck, is not going to be easy to beat. We need to get some screens or tips, and they're trying their best to do that here, as they've had some good opportunities already in this third. They have to like the way they've come out, but can you break the ice and get on the board? John Middlestad lugging it up the right side here, drops the pass back, and that shot sailing wide off the stick of Luloff.
Yeah, the other thing the Eagles got to do too, I want to see some more black jerseys right in front of Bonello too. They got to start disturbing him. He's way too comfortable in that net right now.
Eagles have really kind of tilted the ice in their favor here so far in this third period, but still trailing at 2-0. Here's that shot, bouncing around. Oh boy, and then it came out front, and for a moment there, Bonello had no idea where the puck was, and it was thrown to the front. Unfortunately for the Trojans, they were able to clear, even though it results in an icing. They dodged a bullet there, because that's a terrible feeling for Bonello. He did not know where the puck was.
It could have hit his back and dropped right in.
Eagles win the draw. Here's a tip and a goal.
Beautiful.
Eden Prairie on the board as a deflection goal by Rico Brown. And now Eden Prairie to within a goal.
I wonder, was that pass from Luke Middlestad from the point up there? But that was a beautiful deflection goal. Jeepers, that was nice. Well, then they had to get somebody in front. They had to get the direction of the puck changed, because Bonello's been on top of it. He's been on top of the crease, but they win the face-off. It's important, folks. Nope, came through, but from the winger there.
Batchelder, I think, getting that assist,
Yep. All right, now let's see what we got going here. Well, once a goal goes in, I mean, they'd worked hard. They started out at the beginning of the third period here, the Eagles, and just really put some pressure on for the first minute, but got nothing for it. Now they finally got one, a nice dirty goal. A guy got in front, disturbed the trajectory of the puck, and it got by Bonello.
Fifth goal of the year for Brown. Batchelder and Holt get the assists on the goal, so a 2-1 tally. Kind of important, I think, too, for the Eagles' sake, that they got this one, you know, relatively early in the third. So now you don't really feel like you still want to come with intensity, but you're not feeling like you're going to run out of time here by any means. They're right back on Wayzata's heels, and for the Trojans now, they got to try and get their mojo back. You don't want to be playing the whole third period near end. Chances are not good that you're going to keep Eden Prairie from tying this up if this stays like this.
Yeah, but you know, again, there's got to be a black in front of that jersey at any time now. There's too many times when they're a little too spread out.
Schneider, back check there, might have gotten away with one perhaps. There's another tip. Oh boy, and Bonello able to make the stop on this one as a deflection in front, changed directions, and he just got the pads closed.
I'm wondering if that was a Wayzata D deflecting it too. But good pressure by the Eagles here. Nice puck movement right there. Gets a good open shot. Yeah,
you're right. It was a double deflection.
Yeah. Boy, Bonello was right on top of it too. He was out and he got himself spread out in good position.
One of the Wayzata players had lost his stick there too, which kind of almost left them like a man short in front of the net. He dodged a bullet there for sure. Now kicked out to center. Siemens sending it ahead. Busby back to get it for Eden Prairie. Langenbrunner took a check there from Mortensen. Now they chip it out to neutral anyway. Siemens carrying it for the Trojans. Took a check there. Centering pass picked off, and now Eden Prairie. Oh, then a stick lift.
Slash.
And that's going to be a penalty. Yep, you're right. Slashing. Kimlinger didn't like it.
No, anytime that stick gets knocked out of the hand like that, it's a slash. It's been written in the rule book about 4 or 5 years ago. Ooh, big penalty here. Big penalty. EP's got some nice energy right now, and they're really pulling it through. They've sustained a lot of pressure inside the zone. You can just see it. Yeah, just whacked it. Well, Kimlinger's going to go in. Critical PK for the Trojans. Yeah, this last 2 minutes, all of a sudden, the Eagles have first time they've had sustained pressure in the Trojan zone since the first period, I think.
Luke Middlestead bothered there by Davison, getting the stick up on him a little bit. Now John Middlestead starting it up ice here for Eden Prairie. Carries it all the way around. Now goes out to Luke Middlestead. Looking for the tip alongside Steves. Now another centering pass here. A couple of players went down. Steves picks it up here for the Eagles. Dropping it back to John Middlestead. Ran into Ness. Here's Steves. And Luke Middlestead back for Steves. To the corner. Here's Luke Middlestead. Now for the tip. Steves tried to jab it in. And out curled up in a ball there was Bonello as he got a little bit out of position there, but he's stuck with it.
Boy, some pretty playmaking there, too. It was just a pretty pass down low. Watch Middlestead now. He just kind of flutters it. That was a pass, obviously. And, just couldn't quite get it in there. Well, we've had a momentum shift here, Jay.
Boy, big time.
Big time.
Trojans, though, get the draw and able to dump it out. Down to 50 seconds to go in the power play. Eden Prairie storming back here. They trailed 2-0 entering the third. They've gotten a goal, and now they're putting a lot of heat on this power play.
Well, I think that first goal is important, too, because nobody's, kind of gripping their sticks a little too hard now. They can play loosey-goosey and play their game.
Langfelds dropping the pass off. 25 to go in the power play. Puck lost. Puck cleared by Wayzata as Keller got to it. Rosenlund swinging it around toward Brown. Brown dumped, and the Trojans up with it. 10 to go in the power play. Going to play catch a little bit here. Don't want to get too cute with it, though. And now Waggy dumps it all the way down, and that'll eat up the remaining time on the penalty. So 5 aside. Eden Prairie threatens but does not score on that power play, and it stays 2-1 Wayzata. Here's Holt trying to play it around Ness, and he goes to get it himself. Not for the faint of heart down there as they go 2 aside on the battle. Now Stansbury swinging it across. Casey's shot blocked. Good back check there again by Wayzata's Podiak. This one will flutter down the rink, but it's going to get there for icing against the Trojans. 8:03 to go in the game. Wayzata clinging to a 2-1 lead here against top-ranked Eden Prairie.
Well, we saw at the beginning of the end of the second period, Wayzata continued to outshoot Eden Prairie. It's changed as of right now. We got 28 shots for the Eagles and 21 for the Trojans, so they've really brought the cannons out, and they're starting to fire away.
Reminder of our CCX Sports Play of the Week, brought to you by Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove. Go to ccxmedia.org to vote for your favorite play. And winners are announced Mondays. Battle for it behind the net. Eagles coming up with it. John Middlestead the pass back. Ooh, and a nice sneaky backhander by Steves. But Bonello able to stop it.
Good puck movement behind the net, though. They're really working it. Well, I got a minute here. I'm going to make a shout out to our good friend Didi out in New York watching this game live streaming. Hope you're enjoying yourself, Didi.
There's a tip that goes wide. Thrown in by the Trojans here. Davison throwing a check. Lewis trying to go back to the point for Mortensen. Uh-oh, takeaway there.
Oh, boy.
Steves was alone.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, alone behind the D if they'd been able to get it to him. That's where you got to be careful. You know, throwing a pass back to the point, it better get there because otherwise you could be in trouble. This play is going to be offside. And then Middlestead shooting anyway, and Ness coming up to let him know that he didn't like that much.
Good jam up by the Wayzata, though, in the neutral zone, Jay. They took the middle of the rink away and they forced it back over to the boards is where they want to play. That way they can use their bodies much more effectively.
Trojans win the draw. Nice little return pass there to Gardner. Gathered up there by Tyler Johnson for Eden Prairie. He's able to work it in deep. Ness getting to it, trying to ring it out, but Eagles intercept. Puck coming free in the slot, but then gathered up by Keller. Keller gets the return pass here. His pass attempt there was blocked. And Lidke up with it. Lidke, good strength there.
Man.
Got the shot away. Now put out front, it'll come to the top. Mortensen with it. Mortensen into the circle, then his pass didn't get to the front. Wayzata finishing a change on their D there. They were briefly caught with a pretty wide open area out on the point. There's another crazy bounce off the end board and all the way down the rink, but it goes right on net. Eden Prairie changing, they're going to have to hurry. O'Connell had it knocked away. Too far for Holt. Then Holt blocked the clearing attempt.
Oh, great hustle here.
Sauer up to it for Wayzata, putting it out front. And knocked down by Brown.
This is Wayzata's fourth line again, making some trouble for the Eagles here.
Peters hammers it back in for Wayzata. Under 5.5 to go. Trojans 2-1 lead. There's Ness. A rising drive, then Peters throwing it toward the front. And this one became a little dangerous opportunity there. It chipped down to the corner. Trojans able to dig it off the wall and try and bring it out front. And that shot attempt blocked. And again, Eden Prairie trying to spring a man, and here's a chance. Ochteller couldn't get a shot away.
Oh. Boy, just a couple of really good, nice plays there. They just couldn't quite finish. Both on Eden Prairie coming down there. Actually couldn't get quite done. And Wayzata here almost sprung a winger open coming back. But now you're going to see a strategy for the Trojans now. Get the thing deep, get the puck deep inside the Eden Prairie zone. Make them go 200 feet every single time. If you can bottle them up and forecheck them, do it.
Flip back out to center. Busby sending it ahead, and whistle here as we'll have another face-off coming up. Trojans able to win the draw here.
Oh.
Tipped ahead, and just knocked away from Davison by Busby and thrown to the front of the net. Langenbrunner sending it up left side. Steves avoided most of that check, but still went down. Now thrown to the front where it's intercepted by Schneider. Opportunity for Lewis. Had his stick lifted by Langenbrunner.
Good rush by Lewis, though, boy. He really likes going to the net.
Carried ahead there by Luloff, and then down he goes. Ness picking it up for Wayzata. Under 4 minutes to play. Still a 2-1 lead for Wayzata, and that'll be offside. Eden Prairie kind of making a mistake by touching that one on the way in. Now look at this opportunity here. You're right, Lewis, he's like kind of, quickest path is a straight line. He was not looking to do anything fancy with that, but just drive to the net.
Yep, just go through it, got his legs moving. Really strong move to the net.
Luke Middlestad keeping it in. The pass deflected and then sent to the front, but that one pushed aside. Ness coming up with it. Throws it toward the corner. Peters hustling after it, and Luke Middlestad leaping off his skates to keep it in.
But still, I want to see the Eagles, and they get it down that low. Someone's got to be on the front of the net. Get ready for a rebound or deflect the shot.
Batchelder and Holt, boy, they were close again to maybe creating a chance, but just the timing didn't quite work out. Bounces past Langenbrunner here, and it's going to come in on net. And we'll get a whistle with 2:58 to go in period number 3. Wayzata holding on to a 2-1 lead. Eden Prairie really dominated the early part of this period, but Wayzata's kind of done a nice job of weathering the storm here. It no longer feels like they're on their heels.
Well, I think that goal is a wake-up call for them too, to remember how they should play their game, and they have. They're still being physical.
Nave flicking it in. Rosenlund sets it aside, but Wayzata was first to it. But now the Eagles come away with it, but just a little off on the pass. Trying to spring at Johnson. And a swing and a miss there by Langenbrunner.
One thing Coach O'Leary said before the game is there's been a few games here where the boys at Wayzata kind of stood around a lot and watched the game, and boy, that has not been the case tonight. They have really had their feet moving at all times.
Dumped into the Trojan zone. They were a little slow to play it, and a turnover forced. Shepard then was knocked down. Sent to the front. There's another nice play by Luke Middlestad to keep it in. Under 2 minutes to play now. We'll keep our eye out on Rosenlund to see if they're thinking about pulling him. This one's going to be iced by the Trojans. And we'll get a whistle here with 1:47 to go, and to see if somebody might consider using a timeout here.
Be a good time to do it. You got a whistle. You got a face-off down in the Wayzata end. I think it's time.
Yep, I think Eden Prairie is indeed going to use their timeout right here. Too soon to pull Rosenlund right now, Dan, or would you lift him right now?
I go right now. What the heck? Wayzata has been playing defense right now, and it's a good opportunity. You got your first line out there. You're giving him a bit of a rest during this timeout, and then you can pick your spot to see who's going to be out there on the D. But again, I think with the extra person now, with the 6 attacking players for Eden Prairie, they need to get somebody in front of that net. Because Manello has been just fantastic as far as cutting off the angles, and they scored on a deflection. I think the same thing's going to have to happen here. It's going to be a dirty goal.
Does not look like, at least right off the face-off, that they are going to be pulling Rosenlund, though. He's still standing on the ice, has not gotten onto the bench. Doesn't mean he won't, but to me, the body language looks like he's not coming off just yet.
Well, I think now you got your first line getting a little bit of a rest here. I think it's time to do it, to be honest with you. And one thing that the Trojans have done really well, and we talked about this earlier, Jay, they've played smart. They haven't made the bad mistake. And they've continued to do so. Now with the minute 46, they got to continue to do it. Don't give the puck away. Be smart with it. Get it out of your zone. Dump it out. Or when you get a chance, dump it into the Eden Prairie zone. All 200 feet. Make the Eagles go all 200 feet. Okay. Yep, they pulled it.
You are correct.
Here we go, folks.
6 skaters out for Eden Prairie. Trojans get to it first. Rolling puck down the ice. Wide, though, and it's going to be icing, and we'll come right back into Wayzata zone.
Right now, key winning faceoff right now for the Eagles.
And this one they do win cleanly. Shot here, and Manello the stop, and he very briefly kind of lost control of it, but it dropped right in front of him.
Still, the Eagles have been pushed out there. They were in front. Nice play here, good shot, but get in front of him. Don't sway off to the side there. Get in front of him so he can't see it.
Eagles again win the draw. Langenbrunner dropping it back. Luke Middlestead down toward the circle, and it just failed to connect. Langenbrunner back across. Luke Middlestead. And that hops over Middlestead's stick. They'll have to regroup at center, and remember, Wayzata has an empty net to shoot at if they can gain control. Eagles get it back as we tick toward a minute. Langenbrunner dropping it off. Under a minute to play now. Wayzata trying to knock off number 1 Eden Prairie, and they're holding on to a 2-1 lead. Back out high, Luke Middlestead, a rip, and that one knocked down, but it comes back to him. Then it's intercepted for the empty netter, and it's wide. Mortensen not able to hit the net, and it'll be an icing call.
Not a smart play by Mortensen. Just, he had a chance to get it out of the zone, skated at least over his blue line to give him a better angle, but he might have had enough room to get it out farther to take a better shot on that net, but now we got an icing and another face-off inside their zone.
Lidke and Holt. This time it's Lidke winning the draw.
Clean.
Trojans will send it down, and another icing call.
Well, the Eagles are getting some gifts here, Jay. They can win a few face-offs.
Eagles up with it, and that pass just knocked aside. 25 seconds to go. And knocked past Luke Middlestead. It's going to go wide and be another icing, but we're all the way down to 15.7 to go in the game. Eden Prairie thinks there should be a little more time left, that the clock didn't stop quite as soon as it should have. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the attention of the official, because at this point the referee would have to overrule it, and I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Trojans control the draw. They ring it around, and it's going to be another icing call. And again, Eden Prairie upset that it wasn't an instantaneous clock stoppage there.
Okay, got the attention. I think they're going to make a change. They got 8.9 on there now. Probably go back up to 9.5, 10 maybe? 10, yeah, 10 even. Wayzata won the face-off that time, though. That was good. They're still staying cool and calm, but
off the draw, they're able to win it again. Chip, but not out. Langenbrunner, the shot, the tip, knocked down, 3 seconds. Here's the last try, puck loose alongside, and Wayzata will hang on for the win.
Gee, I wish we would broadcast more really good hockey games, Jay. Holy buckets, what a great hockey game this was tonight. Trojans come back after getting swept by the Eagles last year. Come back with a big win here on their home ice, as you said in the pregame, by gosh, but played a very smart game. I think Coach O'Leary's going to be tickled to death with the way they performed tonight. Eden Prairie, boy, they didn't give up. They came out firing in the third period, really did a nice job of getting the goal, and made it very interesting for the last 4 minutes there. So just a tremendous late conference hockey game.
Wayzata's had some good wins this year. This one probably have to rank at the top for right now here as they knock off number 1 Eden Prairie by a score of 2-1. We'll take a timeout, come back and hear from the Trojans in just a moment. Your final is Wayzata 2 and Eden Prairie 1.
(150/90).
180/111.
160/110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center, and every win's a good win, but some are a little extra special, and Wayzata knocking off number 1 Eden Prairie tonight 2-1. Feels pretty good for the Trojans for sure. Garrett Pinello, their goalie, joins us. I could tell from the reaction from the guys, this one went a little extra, didn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure, especially Eden Prairie being big late conference rivals, and then not only that, but number 1 in the state. This is a huge win for us, big confidence boost, and a fantastic way to go into the second half of the season and keep it rolling.
You guys came out really sharp early in the first period. Even though you didn't end up scoring, I felt like it kind of set the tone for the night. Did you see that also?
Oh, 100%. That's how we play. We play fast, we play gritty, we play with speed, and we go to work. We beat them down low, we beat them up high, and when we do that, that's when good things start to happen.
You guys definitely had the advantage, I thought, in the first 2 periods, but then early in the third, they came at you pretty hard. They got that goal, but how did you feel about the way your team settled down and kind of fought them off there through the rest of the third period?
We did a fantastic job, I think, playing in front of me. The boys were keeping everybody to the outside, and they gave me all the easy shots, just let me see everything, and then went to work when we got it down there. And they stayed settled. That's the one thing that we got to do.
This was sort of a playoff type atmosphere too. How much do you think this helps to get ready for Section 6 eventually?
This is a huge thing. That's how every playoff game is going to be, and that's how every section game is. So playing Eden Prairie, especially at home, that's a huge thing, and that's how we need to keep going playing.
You guys have quite a few games that are away from Plymouth now coming up, including the trip up north, but do you look at it as a good opportunity to see how you guys can do on the road too?
Oh, fantastic. Playing at home is always fun, but when you get to go away and then you're playing really hot at the other rinks, then that's an even better thing. And it's even more confidence when you are playing super well at somebody else's rink.
Garrett, thanks for joining us, and congratulations on a great win here tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, Garrett Bonello, the goalie for the Wayzata Trojans, as they get it done tonight. They beat number 1 Eden Prairie by a score of 2-1 for their 11th victory of the season. Thanks so much for joining us here on CCX. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Plymouth Ice Center.